Yeah, hi. Thanks for meeting with us today. So if you can just please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Idera.
Sure, yeah. So my name is Yann Ropars. I'm based in just outside of Denver, Colorado. I work for Idera. Idera is a global software company. We have three business units. One focused on database management tool, one on DevOps, IT operation, and I run marketing for the developer tools business, which has eight brands that we've acquired over time. So driving a fairly large team of marketers and marketing operation folks to keep growing those businesses.
Great. So what was the main driver that compelled you to use Ecarn?
So our intent is brand visibility, right? We are, brand visibility ultimately means leads. We are marketing is here to really develop net new leads for our pipeline and fit the top of the funnel. So there's many ways we do that, but one of the ways that is important more and more is to build up the community aspect and the community outreach and reach. So either from our own community, but also to work with influencers in the space that our audience or prospective audience is paying attention to. So the main goal is indeed to get placement. There's multiple ways you could do that. If you think about own media, so our own blogs, our own websites, we want to do collaboration with influencers. So we work with them, we identify them to be able to work with them and create content that our prospective audience can find us and of course do SEO optimization and so on. So that's one side. The other thing is placement. And so it's earned media. Many influencers are open to collaboration and increase their visibility. So we can work with them to do placement. It's not just about the product launch. A lot of it is about thought leadership and how to help them being more visible, but through content that we help them. And of course, there is the aspect of business intelligence, where we can really study what they're talking about, who is interacting with them, how are those tribes and those communities are interacting. So kind of three use cases. Yeah.
So what did Ecarn deliver to you and how did you use the platform, the Ecarn Conversations?
Yeah, so I have a team of folks that use it. The way we work with Ecarn was to develop some specific communities. We have around 20,000 influencers in those databases that are segmented by specific vertical. We go after developers, right? We go after JavaScript, we go after Delphi, and anybody who builds application, web application, and so on for our different products. A lot of people use a lot of APIs, and so we have products for that. We have other products to do, again, web application, mobile application. All those people will be influenced by those influencers, and so we built several databases, and we will build more databases of influencers in other vertical to actually identify who matters in the space. Google is great, but it doesn't compete with Ecarn at all, because really Ecarn is a very, very specific, powerful tool.
No, well, that's great to hear. What results did you get from using our platform?
Sure. So let's talk about one specific example. We have and I'm looking at my screen, I have my data here. One of the database is close to 10,000 influencers and bloggers. And I think we reached out to almost 2,000. We analyzed, so far in the last 3 months, we analyzed almost 2,000 influencers. We reached out to, I think, 1,200. And we had almost 200 of them that actually replied. And out of that, we are starting to work with a subsection of those people. So it's pretty, it sounds like a big job, but it's actually very efficient. Like when you find the right people that can work with, or at the price point you can work with, right? It just, it's not necessarily easy work, right? We have to dig into the database, we have to study them, we have to study their content, and then start to reach out to them because they are the right fit for the type of content we're trying to generate. So, yeah.
So, how satisfied are you with Ecarn?
Yeah, very satisfied. It's not an easy platform to use. Our folks have had to be trained, and the team at Ecarn has been really useful. And we've had a few other training to, get people to use the platform. It depends on the use case. If we have, like, let's say, a product manager or a product marketing manager, or somebody who's very tied to contacting or lead generation activity, it's a different use case. So the platform is not it has a lot of features. You have to set it up, but once you set it up, it spits you all the information you actually want on a daily basis, and it can be very powerful.
So that kind of leads in to my next question. It goes hand in hand. So based on your experience with using Ecarn platform, what are the pros and cons of it?
I haven't found a platform that can do that. There is a lot of influential platforms that are cloud SaaS based, but nobody does the creation of the community and mapping it in sub-tribes, in sub-communities. If you talk about the cloud, or if you talk about business intelligence or artificial intelligence, within our developer community, or the community that we're trying to go after, there is sub-segments. So how do you know who matters? How do you know that people are referring to each other? I haven't seen a platform that can actually do that. And again, just Google can't compete with that. There's no way, right? So it's a very powerful platform to do so. On the other side, you have to set it up. You have to be in the platform. There's a lot of features. And but I think the movement with communities and the explosion of communities, and how marketing is really not just relying on traditional methods to create awareness and push people through the funnel. We have to be very specific, and we have to find the people who actually matters. So from that perspective, Ecarn is pretty amazing.
Well, that's great to hear. What are your next steps?
So we've currently invested in a couple of databases. As I said, that equates to almost 20,000 influencers. If you know a little bit about the development space, there's many languages. So we try to create tribes or communities based on languages. And so we've invested in a few languages, and we were going to invest in a few other ones. So over the next few months, we wanted to test, and it's working, and we have processes and programs in place, and that's working really well, as I mentioned with the data earlier. But now we are able to say, okay, where else can we go? And that's the key next step with Ecarn, is to find new tribes, new influencers, because there's millions of developers out there that pay attention to C++ and JavaScript and Angular and all of those type of languages, and people it's a very hungry community for content and what are the best tools out there. So that's where we want to participate, and so we'll keep investing in the platforms.
Well, thank you so much. It's always good to know that there's room for growth and everything. So, well, thank you so much for your time, and we definitely appreciate your feedback.
Thank you, Brandy. I appreciate your time. So.
Thank you.